Hello, I'm Cynthia Marcucci here with Greg Sherwood, and we hope you're enjoying this wonderful program, They Came to America. I think it's hard for most of us to even imagine, Greg, what Overdue Kalea went through. I mean, the idea of having to hide in fear in order to listen to a radio program or risk prison or worse for trying to make an escape to make a major change in your life. I think everyone, no matter where their family came from, has a story a lot like that somewhere in the family tree. And it's another reason why we hope that you will make a pledge right now and support this kind of programming. Dial that number on your screen before we return to this program.
And guess what? Public broadcasting doesn't produce great programming without your support. And that's why we're taking a few minutes out in this show, is to actually encourage your support, and you can give it very easily by dialing the number on your screen. And we've got a couple of premium levels we'd like you to consider with some wonderful thank you gifts, a couple of which can really help you take advantage of the information you're learning in this show and actually explore the history of your own family. What a wonderful thing to do, particularly coming on the heels of watching a show like this. At the $75 level, we have actually a guide to finding your own immigrant ancestors. This has been a booklet, really, that's been put together to give you all the resources, all the information you need to actually explore your own family history. It's got the guides, the resources, everything you'll need to be able to make this same kind of exploration in your own family tree. What a great thing to do. What a great thing to share with your parents, your grandparents, and your kids, and it's yours at the $75 level. If, on the other hand, you'd love to show somebody this show, either in VHS or DVD, we have that at the $100 level. You choose which format works for you, but you will have this show to share with family, friends, perhaps your children or your grandchildren's class. What a great show to reconnect your family with how most of us got here to America. And if you'd like both the guide and the VHS or the DVD, you can have that as well at the $150 level. You choose the level that works for you, but what I'd like you to decide right now is that public broadcasting, this television station, is important to you. This show is the kind of show you look forward to when you turn on public broadcasting. Well, you can support it right now by dialing the number on the screen. Cynthia, this kind of programming, to me, having been a lifelong watcher of public broadcasting, really examples what public broadcasting is all about.
It certainly does. This is the kind of program that most networks wouldn't give the time and attention it deserves. But we're able to bring it to you here on public television because we have the luxury and the gift of your support. None of this is possible without your help, which is why we need you to pick up that phone right now and dial the number on your screen. Once again, the guide to finding your immigrant ancestors is our thank you gift. If you're able to pledge $75 at the $100 level, you can choose the DVD or the VHS version of this program, both of which include 30 extra minutes of material along with everything we're seeing. If you would like to get both gifts, pledge $150 and we'll send them with our thanks for your support. Give us a call right now before we return to this program and more stories from Frank McCourt, Overdue Kalea, and all of the other immigrants whose tales make such a rich tapestry for all of us. These stories really do more than just tell us about the past. They give us a new perspective on the present and an important reminder that we should never take America's gifts for granted, something I think, Greg, too many of us tend to do.
Yeah, particularly as the generations roll on, what happens is that people lose that connection to the vitality. Mm-hmm. And that's something I think that happens in public broadcasting, quite frankly, too. People turn it on like you turned it on today, and it is there for you with great shows that surprise you and delight you.
And you never think about who pays for it. How does it get here? Well, this is one of the few times a year that this public television station reminds you who that public in public television really is. It's you. That's why we need your call and your support. So please, dial that number at the bottom of your screen and make your pledge right now.
Before we get back to the program, we'd love to review what we've got for you as thank you gifts. Remember, at the $75 level, we've got this wonderful, rather substantial guide.
It really is a terrific resource. It's a compilation of everything you could possibly need to get started doing this kind of family tree research. It's got connections to valuable websites, particularly the Ellis Island website, and the major genealogical work that's been done by the Church of Jesus Christ of Latter-day Saints Family History Centers. Those are two terrific places to start And along with all the resources in this guide, you'll also get really useful worksheets. For example, a family tree that you can start to fill in. Even if you don't have a lot of information, it's a good place to help you organize what you find, and the kind of thing that's a wonderful way to start a family project that will help you not only learn your family's history, but share it with the next generation. So think about that gift at the $75 level. If you'd like to receive the video or the DVD of this program, which remember includes 30 extra minutes, so you're getting a full 90 minutes of programming, that's available at the $100 level. And if you think there's no such thing as too much of a good thing, pledge $150 for both the guide and your choice of either the DVD or the VHS. Give us a call right now at that number on your screen before we head back to this program.
This kind of programming is meaningful programming, it's important programming, and it deserves your support. With that VHS or the DVD at the $100 level, you will get fully 30 minutes of extra bonus material, more interviews, more great footage that has made this show so exciting. And the good news is there's a lot more of this program coming up. You're going to see a lot more about Ellis Island. You're going to get a lot more in-depth stories from many of these people we've just met in the last few minutes, finding about what it was like for their families to transition into America through Ellis Island and then find new roots here in this new country. This is what public broadcasting is all about. Great stories, and I know you can connect to this one because there are very few people out there, I think, that can't watch this program without feeling, gee, those are my grandparents, those are my great-grandparents, or maybe they're you, or maybe that they're your parents. Whatever the connection is, we'd like you to consider the vitality of that connection and make that connection vitally to us, because we cannot do what we do here at Public Broadcasting without each and every one of you considering making your show of support by dialing the number you see on your screen. Before we get back to the next segment of this exciting program,
when we continue with They Came to America, we'll look at some dark chapters in immigration history and an experience that was shared by millions of people between the years of 1892 and 1924, arriving in America and going through Ellis Island. Stay with us.
Stay tuned for Life in America as They Came to America continues.
Hello again, I'm Cynthia Marcucci here with Greg Sherwood, and these stories are reminding us once again of the huge sacrifice and the enormous challenges facing people who came to this country to make a new life. For most of us who are a generation or perhaps two generations removed from the immigrant experience, it's almost beyond our comprehension to imagine what they went through. But stories like these are valuable tools to hand down to the next generation, and you'll be able to do that with a little extra help if you're able to call us with a pledge. Dial the number that you see on your screen right now, and Greg, we've got some terrific tools to help people do their own family tree research if they call. A couple of important things that can be done while you support public broadcasting. We can give you your own guide for doing your own family exploration. If you don't already understand the roots of your family, we're going to give you at the $75 level a wonderful book that's been put together to give you every tool you're going to need to be able to create your own family history. It's been put together especially in celebration of this show. It's called A Guide to Finding Your Immigrant Ancestors. It's a full-on book, but not just with narrative. It has lots of charts and graphs and everything you're going to need to really do the kind of work that'll allow you to explore your family's history. Now, we've also got for your consideration at the $100 level either the VHS or the DVD of the program we're enjoying right now. And the wonderful thing about getting either the VHS or the DVD at the $100 level is you will get a full 30 minutes of bonus material that are not being broadcast right now. So this is something for you to consider. And if you're listening to this show and you're so thrilled with the opportunity of maybe starting to connect to your own personal history, well, guess what? At the $150 level, you can get both the guide, so you can start to work on your own family's history, and you can also choose between the VHS or the DVD of the show with the bonus material. And Cynthia, we're actually going to take a look at some of that bonus material so people get an idea of some of the things that they're going to get if they get that pledge at that $100 level. We are indeed. There are lots more stories of the immigrant experience. Listen to Jimmy Makino, a highly decorated soldier from World War II who enlisted from a Japanese internment camp.
And the time came in there in the early 40s, that they were starting to recruit for the military. And at that time, I thought, here's a chance to do something. The only thing that was kind of bad was that being put into the camps as we were reclassified from I was 1A in Alhambra, Local Board 206. We are classified as 4C. Now, if your head turns wondering what is 4C in a question like way, 4C is enemy alien. I'm born. I'm an American as I thought I was. Did all the sports, football team captain, and so forth. 4C, enemy alien. I'm neither enemy nor am I alien. And so that confused us for quite a while.
Stories like Jimmy McKeown's are more eloquent than any textbook at describing a vital period in America's history. We hope this program stirs memories for your family, but more importantly, we hope it begins a new process of educating yourself about your family's past and its contribution to America's history.
You know, one of the gifts you can give your family is to actually put some of this sort of history together for your own family before you lose some of your older family members who may have actually experienced this transition from the home country to their new home. Well, what a wonderful way that we can help you actually do that with the guide to finding your own personal family history. That's at the $75 level. You can take your enthusiasm for watching this show and actually take this guide and build a family genealogy, a family history, and the sooner the better, really, Cynthia,
Absolutely
for doing
great.
Something like that.
And one of the things I love about this guide is it sort of lets you know how much information is really available out there that you might not have realized you can get access to, especially thanks to the internet. This guide not only includes internet resources, but it gives you samples of the kinds of material you can find. For instance, if one or more of your ancestors came on one of those steamships from Europe that you heard Roger Rosenblatt talking about, it's actually possible from the Ellis Island website to get copies of the ship's manifest, which is a wealth of information about where they were coming from, where in America they were going, what their family background was, whether they had any money to start a new life in the new country. A fascinating source of information. So take advantage of this opportunity to start your own family tree research. Join us at that $75 level for your copy of Finding Your Immigrant Ancestors. Or, as we said, join us at the $100 level, and we'll send you your choice of either the VHS or the DVD of this program, They Came to America. It also includes an extra 30 minutes of material, so you're getting a full 90 minutes to enjoy for yourself and share with your family. And of course, if you'd like one to keep and one to share, pledge $150 to receive both gifts. But the important thing is that you go to the phone right now before this program continues. Dial that number on your screen and do your part to support a vital educational resource.
Exactly. This is our story. This is the story of everybody who came to America, and that's frankly most of us. You go back far enough, all of us got here somehow. And what's great about this show is you're getting to see many, many people's personal stories, but we all share a connection to each of these stories. And really, if that isn't what public broadcasting is all about, I don't know what is. This is really America's storyteller. Public broadcasting, whether we're telling great stories to your kids or giving you stories of the news of the day, whether it's national, local, international, we are America's storyteller. And that's what you're supporting. Whether you pledge at the $75 level or go up to that $150 level is less important than you make that call. We need to hear those phones ring because that's how we keep doing what we do here. We cannot provide the educational mandate that we provide here at Public Broadcasting without the help of individuals just like you. So, Cynthia, before we get on to the next segment of the show, and perhaps talk a little bit more about the importance of this program helping younger people understand what their families went through, because, boy, are people's memories short.
They sure are. And, you know, it doesn't matter how many times you hear your grandmother tell that story until you're really ready to listen, to really get close to the experience these people had, until you can really connect with the enormous courage they showed in making such a huge and life-changing move. This show will help you get a little bit closer to what they meant. Listen to Frank McCourt.
I used to work in Staten Island, 8 years in a high school over there. And every time we came back on that ferry, I never went inside like a lot of people. I was always outside, always up front, watching the skyline approaching, and just couldn't, unable to believe in my good fortune. And then the ferry would come in and bounce off the pilings, and And here I am in Manhattan.
Before we head back to the program, let us just remind you one more time of some terrific thank you gifts that we have for you if you give us a call right now with your pledge. Greg?
Exactly. We're talking about this show connecting you to your past. Well, we'd like to have your financial help so we can connect us to your future. The money we receive now will give us the resources we need to continue to do great programming like this. And right now we've got some great thank you gifts for you to consider. If, for example, you can join at the $75 level, we can give you the guide to finding your own immigrant ancestors. This is a book, essentially, that's been created, but it's more than just a narrative book. It's actually a workbook that will give you all the tools, all the resources you need to get going on building your own family's genealogy. And what a great time to do it, and what a great show to inspire you with the sense of importance and the sense of richness that you will find in anybody's family. You're going to find such great stories. Don't let these stories die without you putting them down so you can have future generations share them. If you'd like to go up to the $100 level, we will say thank you by sending you either the VHS or the DVD of this program, including 30 extra minutes of programming that is not in the broadcast version. If you can't choose between both the guide and the VHS or the DVD, why don't you join this public television station by dialing the number on the screen? Join us at the $150 level, and we will send you both the guide and either the VHS or the DVD of this program. And I want to remind you that these gifts we're talking about at the various pledge levels are PBS exclusive. You're not going to find them in any store, video store, library. So if you want to take advantage of the opportunity they represent, you got to give us a call right now at the number on your screen. You decide what level works for you, but realize that public broadcasting cannot be the alternative it is without individual support from people just like you, people that tune to the programs, enjoy the programs. We've got to have your support or we can't keep doing it. And Cynthia, there's a lot more of this program to come up, and we've got some interesting transitions to look forward to.
We sure do. When this program continues, we're going to take a look at some of America's newest immigrants. Many people may not realize that the level of immigration to the United States today is just about at the level it was at the turn of the last century. Now, nowadays, silver jets have replaced those uncomfortable and crowded steamships, but the promise is still the same, and America still holds the same fascination and the same sense of hope and opportunity for these new immigrants as it did for those from generations ago. So stay with us and learn more about the people who came to America.
This program was made possible by contributions to your PBS station from viewers like you. Thank you.